Hello, and welcome to Back of the Bag. Ever found yourself snacking, cooking, baking, or having a drink, and noticed a recipe on the back of the bag, box, or bottle? In this series, we give some a try and let you know, on a totally subjective rating scale, if we think they're worth your time. In today's episode, we're going to attempt a recipe based on an exclusive in-store box from a famous French establishment. I know that sounds like I'm really moving into the upper crust here, so I'm sorry if this recipe prices out any blue-collar folks watching today. The famous French establishment I'm referring to, of course, is Targét. Oui, oui, c'est bon. Us lowly Americans may know it better as
Target.
Listen, say what you will about us in the US, and whew, boy, there's a lot to say, but at least we enunciate a respectable amount of letters in our words. Don't at me, Euro viewers. And yes, for everyone raising their fingers and clearing their throats, I know Target isn't French. Moving on, each of Target's store brand pastas have a recipe on the back of the box. Will that play into boosting this channel's content in the future? You know, who's to say? We'll leave that one a mystery. This is the quick chicken penne with feta. I'll admit the quick here made me raise an eyebrow. Genuinely quick recipes are invaluable these days as we race from one global horror to the next. If my AP News alerts tell me that the world's on the brink of incineration, I've got to make sure I get in one last delicious bite. But it better be quick. However, I'm sure many of us know the feeling of looking up so-called quick weeknight recipes and encountering the ancient tomes of someone's ancestral line, requiring you to complete a blood ritual in order to finish scrolling to the bottom of a web page so infested with ads I start to physically itch before I even see it and find that the time estimate didn't even include prep time, dear Lord. I think I might have something personal against that specifically. Okay. So, I'm pleased to report this recipe actually, really, only has 3 steps. Seems quick enough to me, but for real this time. So, for ingredients, we have 1/2 of a 16-ounce package Good and Gather
Penne Targét.
2 cups fresh baby spinach, 1 12-ounce package shredded cooked chicken, 1 5-ounce package feta cheese crumbles, 1/4 red onion cut into thin strips, 1/4 cup torn fresh basil or 1 teaspoon dried basil, 3 tablespoons olive oil, juice of 1 medium lemon, which should be about 2 to 3 tablespoons, and 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. And then all you gotta do is 1. Cook pasta according to package directions, adding spinach during last minute. Continue cooking until pasta is tender and spinach is wilted. 2. Meanwhile, heat the chicken according to package directions. Combine with remaining ingredients in a large bowl. 3. Add warm pasta. Toss to combine and season with salt and pepper to taste. Alright, there it is. Check it. Fresh onto the plate, this is fine. And, you know, I get it. It's supposed to be quick, so I think I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt here. There's not many ingredients, not many spices. It checks the boxes of having some veggies, protein, carbs, all in a generally inoffensive, if bland, presentation. Understandably, if you have something particularly against raw red onion or feta, since those have pretty distinct tastes, you'll hate it. But, you know, you could make, like, anything other than this. So, for this recipe, fresh made, there isn't much to say. And then we have a little twist I wasn't expecting. Ever had leftover pasta? It's hard to have a pasta that reheats well the next day. This recipe made a ton of pasta and with the back of the box measurements, so I figured I'd have it again the next day even though it didn't do too much for me. And I'm serious when I say, as always on a totally subjective rating scale, that this pasta scores about a whole point higher than when it was fresh. I'm baffled. Stunned, even. I didn't have this a third day in a row, but this might be a genuinely quick recipe that at least tastes acceptable, can easily be added to, and reheats well. And that really surprised me. Well, let's look at the cost. Got a lot of GGs on here. This comes to a total, as of mid-2025, of $17.05, and that's with a full package of pre-cooked and shredded chicken, which is definitely in the spirit of quick, as the recipe says, but accounts for a whole $7.99 of that cost. That's 46.9% pre-tax. If you buy a whole package of raw chicken breasts just for a few dollars more that can be used the rest of the week, or have any frozen on hand and can thaw them out in advance, you can whip up a basic shredded chicken in like 10 to 15 minutes extra right on your stovetop. Then, you're looking at a recipe that's cheaper these days than one fast food meal, which is not bad. I will say I did opt to use dried basil in the spirit of quickness since that was an option on the recipe and did not include dried basil, garlic powder, olive oil, or lemon juice, which I used from a bottle, in the total cost. I think that these are probably staples in most US households, and if you do not have them, stop, do not pass go, seek help, and stock your spice and oil basics. So what's our rating system? 1. I'd willingly throw out all the ingredients I just bought so I don't even accidentally make this again. 2. I would make this again. I might eat it at an event, but only if it was the last thing left. 3. I probably would make this again, but I would eat it at an event if it were available. 4. I might make this again, but probably only for myself or people I wasn't trying to impress. And 5. I'd make this again and think it would be a hit at a party. Target's quick chicken penne with feta gets a light 3, with a last-minute twist save awarding house points after the fact, moves up to a light 4, due to the potential longevity and surprising improvement in overall flavor. Worth a shot for a busy week, even if it's kind of boring, but it gets the job done, especially with the next day bonus. We'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Back of the Bag.